this gonna have a bee? Let's see.
Ooh. And you could turn the light on.
Can you shut off the lights?
If you're looking for something fun to do and you're into Legos, you need to check this out. This is awesome. I'm gonna look at three things. I'm gonna look at the instructions, how easy it was to follow, and the setup, and at the end result of how it looks. You might wanna stay to the end because the end of this, you might change your mind on whether or not you get this or not. But this makes for a great Christmas present. Challenging. It's definitely not one you could do in a day. Check out, after all it's done, your rewards, how it moves, and it has a cool light feature. Let's get into it. The package says it's made for kids 6 and older, but my 5-year-old definitely lost interest in a little bit. She was not a big fan of all the pieces, so my husband and I took the task on doing and building this. The instructions were straightforward, however, some illustrations were dark and you couldn't see the characteristics of the Lego piece, but I feel that it added to the excitement. There are 631 pieces, so this is definitely a project rather than something you're going to put together in minutes. The instructions walk you through it step by step, and I found them pretty easy to follow. I would recommend taking your time, especially when you start getting into internal mechanical sections, because you want everything to line up correctly, so the moving mechanism works well when you're finished. Step 3. I like to color coord them. I put them in different colored spots, and that made it a lot easier for me. And that's one of my favorite parts of the set, is that you're not spending all the time building something that just sits there. When you're done, there's interactive features to it. Let me show you some of that. What's really cool is if you want to distinguish between the chrome color and the other colors, this has a little star on there so you can see that it's this, because there are a lot of different colors with a lot of different pieces. I wouldn't limit this to kids. If you know an adult who loves sharks, building sets, engineering, or mechanical models, I could absolutely see them enjoying this. One thing I really like is that the finished project gives you a payoff for your time spent building it. I love how they take little photos like this and you have to assemble it here and then you can add it there. And it points out exactly which 2 spots you want to put it in. You can actually see the gears and the internal components through the side of the shark. I really like the contrast because from one angle, it looks like a traditional shark model, and then you turn it around and suddenly you have a futuristic mechanical design. It's especially cool if you're into engineering, mechanical designs, sharks, or just building sets that are different. Now, here's my favorite feature. Once it's assembled and sitting on the included display stand, there's a rocker mechanism that you turn. Watch what happens when I turn it. The shark starts swaying back and forth, so it creates the appearance of a shark swimming through the water. So cool. I wasn't expected to move this much, and it was super cool seeing all the pieces work together, so it made it super satisfying. And because you're manually operating, you can slow it down and actually watch the movement being transferred through the mechanism. It was a neat detail for my kids and even myself to look at how the gears work. Another feature that I love was the lighting. When you activate the gear mechanism on the side, you get a blue light inside the shark. The blue lighting combined with the exposed mechanical side gives it a futuristic, almost sci-fi appearance. One important thing to know before buying this is that it's a pretty big one. It's 14 inches long, so make sure you have somewhere to display it once it's finished. Here are the other different kinds. Turtle, that is some kind of insect, and that is the shark. The tail moves, the head moves, and that's the inside of the shark. And you turn around the other way. Turn around the other side. Turn around. Okay. That's the other side. The box is 6 years old, but I believe this is recommended for 12 and up. With the 631 pieces, I think that makes sense. Overall, I love how different this is from other Legos. Half mechanical design is really interesting to look at, and then you have a moving mechanism, and you have the LED. I really like the finished shark as something you can interact with and leave on display. It's a fun combination of building mechanics and decoration all in one. Hope this was helpful, and like and follow me for more.